Hello guys, welcome back to continue the solution of worksheet 6, which is very important to study because it is included also in the third quarter exam. Let's begin with this question. Find any critical numbers of the function. Before we begin, I have to remind you what is the meaning of critical number, the values of x such that the function defined at it, that is the first one, it must be in the domain of the function. The second step at which the derivative does not exist or equal 0. Before we begin to solve, I have to identify the domain of the function. What is the domain of this function or real number? Why? Because the function is a polynomial function. And you remember the domain of all polynomial function, all real number. This means I'll find the critical number, inshallah, will be in the domain. Here, this one, the first step to find the critical number, I have to find the derivative, as you know, 3x to power 2, power rule, it will be minus 6x. Only 2 steps. The second steps, or 3, if we have values of x at which the derivative does not exist. Equate or make the derivative equal 0. Okay, then solve. By factorizing, as you know, I will take the common factor, which is 3. This one 3 multiply 1, this one 3 multiply 2. Take 3 as a common factor. X minus 2 equal what? 0. And you can solve it by using what? Calculator. Okay, from the first factor, x equal implies x equal what? 0, or x equal from the second bracket or the second factor, it will be 0. So critical number, before I decide what are the critical, 0 in the real number, yes. 2 in the real number, yes. So the critical number, the function defined at them, critical number at x equal 0, 2. The function must be defined at the critical number. I'll try to solve the other question. This one is so easy, the same idea, and this one also it is easy because this function usually it has no zeros of denominator, so I find the 0 of numerator only. Here in this case, find the extrema on a closed interval. Please here, concentrate. I'll solve the first one and another example, then the others one you will find the answers in the model answer of the sheet. Here, find extrema on a closed interval. As you know, if we discuss the interval on closed interval, it means we have both absolute minimum and the absolute maximum. Okay, here. The first step, I have to find the derivative, critical number, so I have to find the derivative, which is what? 12x to power 3 minus 12x to power 2. Then find the zeros, second step, find the zeros, 12x to power 3 minus 12x to power 2 equal 0. Implies, factorize, I take 2x to power 2, x minus 1 equal what? 0. So x equal 0 or x equal what? Critical number, since this function, it's a domain or real number because it is a polynomial function, and 0 included in its domain, 1 included in its domain, so the critical number 0, x equal 0, and x equal what? 1. X equal 1. Here, before I start or begin to apply third step here, I have to know 0 included in this interval greater than -1, less than 2, right, it will be with me. I'll take all of the critical number which included in the closed interval. 1 included, yes. In this case, I'll make what? Table. Third step, make what? Table. As you see here, Look. Okay, here the first row for x, the second row for y. Left end of the interval, this is called left end of the interval. This is called what? Right end, sorry, of interval. Here I write the left end, which is what? -1, okay, and the end with what? 2. That is the two ends of the interval. Between them, I write what? The critical number from smaller to greater, like this one. Then substitute in what? Here, since I'm talking about y, I substitute in the original function. Substitute in the original function. Here it will be what? If I substitute here 3 minus or plus, it will be 7. At 0, it will be 0. At 1, it will be -1. At 2, it will be, at 2, 3, 48. At 2, 8 minus 32, it will be 16. Okay? That is the third step. Just make a table. I use the table when we talk about closed interval, find the extrema on a closed interval. Okay? Left end, right end, critical number, okay? Then replaced in the function, the greatest value, it will be what? Maximum value, absolute maximum. Here, the least value, which is what? That is what? Minimum value. In this case, I will write what? Absolute. Absolute. Maximum at what? At which point? 2 and 16. X and y. Here x and here what? The coordinate. You have to tell me the location. Location. Find the extrema on the interval. Okay? Here, absolute. Why we say absolute? Because I'm talking about closed interval. Absolute minimum at which take x and y. -7 and -1 and 7. -1 and what? 7. Here 7. We have -1. Clear or not clear? Negative what? 1. Okay? I think it's so easy. Only 4 steps. 4 steps. Here, the greatest value will be maximum. The smallest value, it will be minimum. Okay? Now, I check here. I locate here. What is the meaning of locate? Locate, it means the coordinate, x and y. Find, as I did in the previous exam. Here, how many steps is the same? I don't have any difficult exam because all of them you have to apply the same steps. But number 5 may be different. Number 5, it is different because it is not defined at 2, but 2, it is not included already in the interval. So I will not consider it as a critical number because it is not included here in the interval, and it is what? Undefined. It's a function undefined. Okay. Try to solve as a homework and check the answer, the model answer from the revision. The model answer of the sheet. Okay. Bye bye and have a nice day. Thank you.